The school hallway fell into a tense silence, just for a moment, as everyone's eyes turned toward the new girl. Her name was Amara. She stood frozen in shock, clutching the hem of her shirt tightly against her thighs, her face pale, her breath caught in her throat. Behind her, the cruel laughter of three girls echoed like nails against glass. One of them still held a piece of torn fabric in her hand. They had tried to rip her pants off, right in the middle of school. And the worst part, nobody stopped them. But they should have known better. Because that day, Amara decided she wouldn't just be a victim. She would make sure they never humiliated another girl again. A backstory introducing Amara. Amara had only transferred to Westbrook High a week ago. Her family moved often. Her father's work as a military officer meant she'd never stayed in one place for more than a year. She was used to starting over, used to the awkward glances and silent lunch periods. But this school was different, colder, harsher. She was quiet, observant, and kept to herself. With her oversized hoodie, simple jeans, and headphones always in, she didn't exactly scream. Easy target. But for some reason, she had caught the attention of three girls who were making others feel small. Their names, Brooke, Taylor, and Jade. The Untouchables, as they called themselves. Rich, popular, and practically untouchable because even teachers hesitated to discipline them. They saw Amara's silence as weakness. They saw her introversion as permission. They were wrong. Her the first encounter, Amara was walking toward her locker after gym class, damp hair still clinging to her neck. She didn't see the girls approach until they were right in front of her. Cute hoodie. Brooke sneered, flicking the edge of Amara's sleeve. Bet it's from a thrift store. A Taylor grinned. You hiding something under there? Or are you just too embarrassed to show your Walmart jeans? Amara didn't respond. She simply reached for her locker and turned in that they weren't there. That only made them bolder. Jade leaned in. Hey. We're talking to you, freak. Brooke suddenly reached toward the waistband of Amara's pants. Let's see what you're hiding under there. Before she could react, Amara felt the sharp tug. The girls laughed as they managed to tear a piece of her pants pocket. The hallway erupted in gasps and scattered laughter. Someone even took a video. Amara stood frozen, not because she was weak, but because she was humiliated beyond words. But behind the shock, something else sparked. Fire. Home the turning point. That Amara didn't cry, not like they wanted her to. She sat at her desk, stared into the mirror, and saw someone she barely recognized. She felt anger bubbling under her skin, not just for herself but for every quiet girl who was ever humiliated in silence. She opened her laptop, searched the school's social media pages. She found the video. 432 views already. Then she began planning. Amara's plan: quiet power. What they didn't know was that Amara wasn't just was brilliant, she had studied psychology, martial arts. She had watched her mother, a social worker, help abused women reclaim their confidence. She wasn't going to fight fire with fire. She would beat them at their own games. The next day, Amara walked into school wearing the same jeans. But this time, she paired them with a tucked-in black shirt and a long coat that made her look like she belonged on the cover of a magazine. Her hair was tied back in a fierce ponytail. No headphones, no hoodie. Eyes followed her. Even the Untouchables noticed. What's she playing at? Brooke whispered to the others. Step 2: exposure. During lunch, Amara walked straight to the center table where the three girls always sat. Phones were out. Everyone was watching. Without hesitation, Amara pulled out her phone, connected to the cafeteria Bluetooth speaker, and hit play. The video of them harassing her blared through the entire room. The audio crystal clear. Brooke's voice: let's see what you're hiding under there. The moment of the fabric ripping, the entire room went dead silent. Jade stood up. Turn that off. Amara didn't flinch. You didn't mind when it was uploaded. I figured you'd want more people to see it. Teachers, but it was too late. The damage was done. Everyone had seen the truth. Everyone had seen them for what they really were. The school reacts. The principal had no choice but to suspend the three girls. The school board got involved after parents flooded the office with complaints. Some even threatened legal action. But Amara wasn't done yet. She started a movement. Protect the Quaidmans. Girls across school shared their stories. Victims of humiliation, harassment, bullying. Amara became a voice for the silent. Not a scream, but a steady, fierce flame. She started self-defense classes every Thursday after school, with the help of her mom and a local instructor. Dozens signed up. Quiet girls, loud girls, boys too. She taught them how to stand tall, how to say no, how to protect themselves. Vital confrontation, strength and redemption. A month later, the school held an assembly on bullying prevention. Amara was invited to speak. She stood on stage in front of the entire student body, microphone in hand. The lights were hot, but she didn't sweat. She was calm, grounded. I'm not here to name names, she began. You all know what happened. And many of you laughed. But what hurt me the most wasn't the video. It was the silence from the people who could have stopped it. The auditorium remained still. But I also know that silence can be broken. She turned toward the front row, where Brooke, Taylor, and Jade now sat. They had been forced to attend as part of their disciplinary measures. Their eyes didn't hold malice now, just shame. Amara met their gaze. We all mess up, but it's what we do after that defines who we are. Epilogue, a new chapter. Months passed. Things changed. The bullies didn't become saints overnight, but something shifted. Brooke joined the self-defense classes. She never apologized publicly, but Amara saw her effort. And sometimes that's enough. Amara didn't fade into the background again. She became something far more powerful, a protector, an advocate, and a reminder to every girl in the shadows that silence is not weakness, and revenge doesn't always come with fists. Sometimes, the loudest revenge is rising without ever lowering yourself. End credits. Voiceover, inspirational message. To every quiet soul who's ever been humiliated, mocked, or hurt. This is for you. You don't need to scream to be powerful. You don't need to fight to win. You just need to rise. Because the moment you do, the world can't ignore you anymore.